Welcome to the Hot Tubs.
People who I don't really truly love, I don't worry about as much.
They have places like this all over the country.
Rob and I are very much in love.
Too many emotional strings attached.
Oh my God.
You're just trying to get your 15 minutes.
I like licking girls' teeth.
Oh my God.
Why did you go home?
Reality TV 101.
You kids have fun arguing semantics. I'm gonna go meet the professor regarding the alien test subject.
Hey everyone, before we start this episode, just wanted to let you know that the video footage of Tom Sandoval's altercation with Victoria and her dad came out 1 hour after we recorded. We did see the TMZ article that Tom had put out, but the other information was not yet available for us. So our conversation does not dive into that. I'm sure it will come up later. Welcome to Vanderpump Robs, where we release TMZ articles about ourselves. I'm Rob Schulte, and with me, of course, is Kate Shapiro. Hello, Kate.
Hi.
I mean, here's really what happens. I send TMZ details about you, and you send them stuff about me.
Listen, do it. I've told all my friends that if they have something to sell to TMZ, do it.
Please.
Do it. You can send it about me. It's fine. I mean, if it was a Taylor Dakota situation, maybe Ken can't send things to TMZ about me. All the videos that he's taken of me throwing things. That's what's so crazy about these domestic violence attempts is there's always a video, which means that at some point during the attack or like this fight, they like pull up and start filming, which always will make the other person go crazy. And everything has to be filmed these days.
Of course. Evidence, Kate. We got to have evidence. And here's all I say. If you want to send anything to TMZ, give us like 1 month. Do it in like a month, and that'll be perfect, I think.
No, they need to maximize their value. It's nothing after a month.
No, I mean,
your
like,
$1,000 from TMZ to license your
but
video.
it'd be better for us in a month because, you know, there might be some news to share.
Oh, okay.
So
all PR is good PR?
Okay, maybe I take it back. So...
Well, you know, The Bachelorette's coming out next month. I also read on TMZ.
You called it. You knew they were going to be sharing that.
It's in the circles of reality TV production because they never stopped cutting the show. And of course they didn't. They buy the show from Warner Brothers. They can't write it off as a loss. I think people have this really weird idea that because they did that with the Batgirl movie, that they can like call their insurance company and write it off as a loss. And they've already purchased the show. They're going to show it. I don't know why people think that's crazy.
And we also have this problem with Bravo in general, or fans of Bravo, quote unquote, fans of Bravo, thinking that like these networks have some sort of like morality. Or like that they feel like they have standards that they're going to stand. Maybe standards, but not morals. That's for sure. Ethics, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a bottom line situation. They clearly think that they'll gain something by putting Taylor Frankie Paul on television, more than they would lose. So if someone pitched Disney on how Taylor lost them money, then they would probably make that decision. But nobody can, because I was talking about this, like why fans are so crazy about canceling people. Like you see it with Danny Bucco, you see it with Taylor Frankie Paul, like get them off our screens. You saw it with Jax. Like, I think we have so little control these days. Like you vote for Bernie Sanders, doesn't matter. You vote for anything, it doesn't matter. Like, but at least we could get Danny Bucco off the Bravo show. Like at least everyone has this need to do social justice, but they're not directing it towards real issues. They're directing it towards like, I don't like the man on TV.
And also whether or not they get what they want in this like Danny Bucco, Janet Caperna situation, it doesn't change their life. Whereas major social change, even if it's for the better, might still make some people who want that, who say they want that change, might make their life a little harder in some areas.
Yeah. No, it's much easier to just ruin Danny Bucco's life than to maybe make it a little less convenient to do anything, to do one thing.
Yeah.
2-day shipping on Amazon Prime. Like, I don't know if I can get rid of that.
Well, on the bonus episode this week, I spoke to Meredith Lynch, who does a TikTok show called The Moment Live, and she's been on this podcast before. That'll be up on Secret Sundays, the stream we do in the Discord, and then later on in the premium feed, folks. And Kate and I might have a little intro to that. I got an interesting DM the other day that I'd like to share with Kate, but I feel like it needs to be premium only.
Wow.
Don't worry, it's not bad. It's just I need your brain to help me decipher what this person is trying to say. But one thing, when I've already recorded that interview with Meredith, but Meredith brought up a good point, Kate, that our listeners should have like a nickname potentially that they can call themselves so they can feel like they're in a secret club. And I haven't figured out what it's going to be yet. You know, I was floating around troublemakers because it says like, Trouble and Rob, but then there's no Kate in there. Yeah. And it's important to me that we're both involved here. So maybe we just leave it up to the listeners unless we come up with absolute gold.
I'm not going to come up with absolute gold. I'm so bad at naming anything.
Yeah, and it really should be their thing. You know, if it's their club, if they're that big of fans, they should, you know. Look, I'm not coming up with Friends of Dorothy anytime soon, that's for sure.
No.
That's just too good. That's too good. But otherwise, the only other thing is, and we don't really need to talk about it in depth, but old Tommy S., Tom Sandoval in the TMZ quote news. And
I can see how this may have unfolded. Maybe it's the writer in me. I can see this very clearly happening in my mind's eye, like at 4:00 in the morning after doing a lot of substances and other things. And he says something stupid. Do you think he cheated? I feel like he wouldn't. I think he's I don't know.
The closest thing I could think of, look, we obviously know he's capable of cheating. He might, I wouldn't put it past Tom Sandoval to, let's just say, suggest a threesome. And I think
or DM someone.
Or DM someone. Or receive a DM.
There, he in the police report, he said that she would go on his social media and change his passwords to it and stuff, and change passwords to his phone. Yeah. Does your partner know your passcode to your phone?
We share a family password management encryption service, so she could potentially if she wanted, but she doesn't.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, well, first of all, I hate that I ain't got nothing to hide. You can come find it, but also no, I would still have to be like, oh, this is my login to get to those logins. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's weird to change people's passwords, and I think the only way you do that is because you are checking to see him doing bad stuff, and I could see him not cheating. I don't have cheating is a big gray area for a lot of people, but I could see him DMing chicks. I'm sure a lot of people message Sandoval nudes and other things of that nature.
For sure. And I'm sure he goes, wow, great, thanks. To like
that. Remember that Adam Levine thing where he was like, wow, look at the boobies on that one.
You've seen the Chris D'Elia video, right? Where
Maybe.
So Chris D'Elia, sexual predator, has been canceled because of him being a super creep online. But there's one clip from a podcast he's doing where someone's like, yeah, and of course this guy got caught because
Well, hold on a second. How did it come out? How did they...
The boy's mother ended up finding it.
Fucking finding haters. It? What do you mean? Snapchat goes away, right? How they...
He probably saved it. You can screen record, take screenshots.
Wow.
You gotta know that.
And he just it's like deer in headlights, and then a week later it's like Chris D'Elia canceled for...
And Sandoval is of that age. He's 40 something. I could see him being like, you can screenshot.
Yeah. Oh, I'll send that to you. Well, let's talk about the episodes of the week. First, we don't have to talk about Summer House for the first time.
Thank God.
In months. Oh
Thank
my God.
God. I'm so over. It's so boring.
But we do get to talk about the Valley, which this episode didn't really feel like an episode. It felt like an episode like Substance, but not a full episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it at the gym, and it's the first time I went to the gym in a long time. So I was probably a little like lightheaded while watching it.
Of course.
But I liked it because the fight at the beginning where they're drunk felt like a classic fight on one of these shows that we don't see as much of anymore. And I thought that Zach was totally in the right because the liking of the post conversation he's right. Like, no one's mad about that. No one cares about that. What people care about is the Danny Janet thing has not been resolved.
Yes.
And that is what it's really about. And they like try to make it about liking posts that like, I'm sure they've all done stuff on social media. It's one of the same things. Like, I don't care who's the biggest alcoholic because you're all alcoholics. I don't care who's done the most annoying thing on social media because that's all you guys do are annoying on social media.
Yeah, it's the most annoying part about this is like Summer House when they're like, well, was it January or December? Or it's like, it doesn't matter. Everyone knows that this person hates you. And if someone writes something that like, I hate Janet, her husband loves to get cucked, he's going to like it. You know, like it doesn't matter what the subject is. It's that someone else hates Janet and tags Danny and Danny's like, yep, me too. And Janet admitted to doing the same thing. And it's so stupid because Zach's just like, we all fucking do it. Like you said, like he's like, this is not what we need to be dwelling on. What we need to be dwelling on is that our show is about to get fucking canceled because you all are being total losers.
I know it felt like a weird episode because like all the things that we as viewers are annoyed about, it seems like the cast is also annoyed with. Like, I think they're sick of the Danny Janet drama. I am too. Because really, like, why can't they have a conversation? Like, why can't they just sit down and say, what will make Janet feel comfortable around Danny? Like, it was a fake apology. Nia's right about that. All of her apology energy at the beginning of the season was fake, clearly from the beginning.
Just like, hey, we're trying to start a show over again. Let's just squash the beef.
And so she isn't trying to squash the beef. So what do you want? Like, you have to hang out with Nia and Danny. So do you sit down with Danny and say, I'd be comfortable if you just didn't drink around me and my family? Or would I be comfortable? Like, people just need to tell Danny what they want from him. Like, they're treating him like Craig because he gets so activated. Yeah. Like, and they've all realized that if they just poke Danny a little bit, he'll totally freak out. But he's like 5'4", so no one's afraid of him.
Well, and they know the same thing about Janet, right? Mm-hmm. Like you call Janet out on the semantics of her apology and she goes and calls Jason, which happens a couple times in the show. The difference is, I think that at least at a certain point towards the end of the episode, Janet's like, I'm not sorry for calling Danny out for his bad behavior. I'm sorry that I made it a thing that it didn't need to be. Like, he's a creep. She's right. It would still have been a headline regardless because he's grabbing women while drunk. And if it wasn't me that said it, Jax was going to say it. It's getting out there. We know that Jax had a motive. But I don't think Janet should kowtow to any of that because that's boring TV when you're trying to play both sides there. When we were texting about it, leaving the table to call your husband is not reality TV.
Yeah, and also when Nia was laying into her on the bus, and some people I saw online were in the Valley subreddit, which is full of the craziest people on the planet, were like, when Nia completely went crazy on Janet, lost her mind. I'm like, no, she's just mad. And she should. I would be pretty upset with this person too, because what Janet did and always does is just says things under her breath all the time.
That
and,
is
even
annoying.
At this thing, she didn't say, Nia was talk to me, say something to me. And Janet was like, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. And then as she was getting off the bus, she was like, but Danny's a sexual predator. Bye. Like as she's leaving.
That is
like,
infuriating.
And oh my God, it would drive me fucking crazy. And
the thing that I hate is, I mean, it also drives me crazy how like calm Nia is when saying these things. Like that would drive me nuts too, because I can't keep my composure in that way. Like I definitely am like pacing when I'm frustrated and will like use my hands a lot, and it's so frustrating. But like I do wish that like Danny and Nia would just, even maybe just straight to camera, be like, yeah, that was really fucked up of me to do. And I shouldn't have done that, but it's not going to keep me from drinking because I want to party with these people.
See, what I think they're annoyed about is he did that last season 4 times.
That is true. He did own up to it, I guess. And so I guess then
they never give us flashbacks of him owning up to him. Well, that's the thing.
The problem, then?
I think there could be a storyline where they go to like a coach or some sort of like professional in LA that's like the how not to sexually assault your friends class or something. Like that's the Kardashian angle of this. Is like he's bettering himself. I think
he's seen his therapist so much. We know that.
Yeah, that's his preacher.
Yeah.
I think there could be something like, what do you want from Danny? Do you want him to not drink? Because you have to tell him, but they won't say that because they're all alcoholics. So they're like, you can drink as many drinks as you want. It's the hiding that matters. No, to you guys, it is him drinking. Yeah. It makes you uncomfortable. It's not, you can't say that it's not that. Like, you don't like him drinking. Is it like that he raises his voice? You can put boundaries and parameters on Danny. You can give him something to work on, but they just say he's a bad man. He makes us uncomfortable. He's bad. Like what are Nia and Danny supposed to do about that? And like if these were real friends, like wouldn't you want your friend to be better? Like wouldn't you want to help them? Like,
yeah, and I don't. The thing I also don't get is because like obviously the most like bare bones thing is, if you hide your drinking, it's a problem. But there are like levels to this too, because Danny last season is hiding his drinking, or first season or whatever it was, in the closet because he was afraid of showing Nia how much he was drinking. That seems like a problem. He's sneaking drinks in this episode because everyone's like laser focused on him and waiting for him to fuck up, or waiting for him to have a drink so that if he says anything that they deem, chum in the water, then they can be like, and he had 17 White Claws.
Yeah. That's so annoying. They just use it as like the virtue signal with each other.
That's
nobody
what
nobody ever asked Danny, why are you secret drinking?
Yeah,
like
I
what
would love
led
that.
to why did
Lala
you secret
almost
drink?
did, but didn't quite cross that threshold.
And when they were all sober at the pool the next day and kind of having a better conversation, still I would be concerned if my friend was secret drinking. We've talked about this. Like I've caught people secret drinking, and I'm like, it weighs heavily on me. Like to be like, is there something you're going through that's really big? Like, are you depressed? Like secret drinking is a big problem. But instead they just use it as, I'm better than Danny.
Yeah.
I'm a better person. I'm not mean when I drink. That's going to be the whole Britney defense, is like, I'm not mean when I drink. That's not the problem. Like,
also, I want someone here, because you're right. The best thing that Janet did this episode was when Kristen's like answer to, we didn't like Danny drinking, is that like, oh, a bunch of other people drink too and we don't talk about it. Zach, Jasmine, Brittany. Great on Kristen for starting that. Great on Janet for immediately texting everyone, being like, Kristen saying you're as bad as Danny. But the funny thing here is, I would love for any stories of these people. Maybe Zach? Maybe Brittany? I want to know something they did that was completely insane while drinking before they were on TV. I want to know the real dirt. You know what I mean? And especially
I'm
Zach.
sure that Zach and Brittany have some Kentucky DUIs. Some
Kentucky
crazy
DUIs. And I think Brittany, when she's on VPR, but maybe season 8 or season 9, when she got after she got fired, Zach, before he's actually a cast member, but partying with all of these people. I have a feeling there's some deep partying that probably wouldn't have flown on TV.
Brittany may not be a mean drunk in the Jack sense of being a mean drunk. Like there's drunks that I've been around where it's just like I'm like physically afraid because you have a threatening aura, but she still seems like someone I wouldn't want to drink with because she seems like an emotional drunk. She seems like someone it's like, oh man, like we're just going out to dinner, but like, do I have to worry that you're going to like fall down in the bathroom trying to pee? Like, and you're going to get like so blackout drunk that I have to take care of you, which you don't remember, but I have to do over and over and over again. And I'm sure that's what Kristen's referring to here. Cause like, she's like, Brittany gets so drunk. And it's like, yeah, probably because you, as also a drunk person, have had to take care of her. She's
also,
so
Brittany
emotional.
like never learned how to drink, right? She only takes shots.
Yeah. I don't drink White Claw. I don't drink White Claw.
I drink to get drunk.
Maybe just only drink White Claw. Yeah, it's scary that. But she thinks just because she's not like, she doesn't call people names, that she's not like dishonest, which she is. She like pits people against each other. Like think in this episode when she's like laying down completely wasted, barely able to function at this party, and then like Zach says something and then she says something mean from the corner and he's like, shut up. And then the next day she's like, you yelled at me, you raised your voice, and I'm not taking any ownership for the fact that she's sitting there poking at him like you know, getting involved in things when she is so drunk she can't stand up, like is already in her pajamas at like 11 p.m.
Don't forget she's still got her like, does she still have her ball sacks?
Yeah, this is like right after she has major abdominal surgery. I can't imagine just like down housing tequila after having major abdominal surgery. And
oh my God.
It's just like, I'm supposed to feel bad for you because your elective surgery that was probably botched went wrong, and like you're the worst drunk ever. Okay, yeah, you didn't call me a bitch or whatever, but you still suck and you still need to take ownership, accountability for the things that you do. And it feels like Jesse and Kristen and Nia and Danny are gonna yell at the rest of the cast.
Oh yeah.
The reunion chart came out, and it's Brittany and Kristen across from each other at the very top, which makes me think they're going to fight.
That's a dangerous spot to be in, especially for people who can't. They're not leaders of this show as much as we wanted them to be, and so now they're getting first chair. I don't think so. Kate, we need to go talk about In the City. We'll do that after this next break, but I will point out that last week I told people, if you slide into the DMs and ask for a discount code, I'll give it to you. And a couple people took us up on that offer. So I gave them 50% off their first 2 months of premium at vanderpumprobs.com. And I'll continue to do that until it becomes unattainable. So vanderpumprobs.com, DM if you'd like a little discount code. We'll be right back.
Jax is so threatened by Rob. Threatened by Rob.
You kids have fun arguing semantics.
Season 1, episode 6 of In the City, titled Not So Simple, KNOT. I love play on words that you need to see the spelling of them to make sense. For television shows. It's because they're tying the knot. Anyway, it aired June 23rd, 2026. Nick and Yvonne legally tie the knot. Kenny confronts his past and Amanda makes a big change. God damn it. There are so many things in this episode that really frustrated me. And we're about halfway through this season, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you notice my outline is like getting less and less about the show and more about just like random thoughts it makes me think of. Yep. Yeah, that's because there's no content here. There's nothing here. Like at least the Valley, like we can talk about their personalities
because we know we've lived with them for so long. God, it's a beautiful day in New York City. We can both agree on that. And Georgina, the dermatologist, well, her mom's got a sty in her eye. It feels like we could have had a good moment here.
Yeah, I was going to put this. My mother-in-law told me that it's some Cuban superstition that if you're mean to a pregnant person, that you get a sty in your eye.
I'll believe it. You know what? I believe superstitions that come from outside of my family.
Yeah. She also says it's another Cuban superstition. If you put your purse on the floor, the devil steals all your money.
What does she say about men with hairy palms?
Nothing yet. I'll ask, though, because I'm liking all these really weird superstitions.
Apparently, that was one I heard growing up, is that guys get hairy palms if they jerk off.
I don't think I would ever want to hear my mother-in-law talk about
I know. That's why I was telling you now before you actually bring that up with her.
She did. She did say, if a baby comes out and it doesn't look like the father, that he will leave you at the hospital. That's
interesting to hear. Then thanks for telling me. Yeah. Maybe that'll come in useful sometime.
Sure, Lindsay needs to know about this. This is the kind of misinformation she'll be spewing on this show.
Well, the milkman will tell her all about it soon enough, I'm sure. Amanda's like, I gotta show my dogs my new 2-bedroom New York City high-rise apartment. She's so delusional right now. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna help me and Kyle get back together. And did you ever watch Arrested Development? Because it's reminding me of the Tobias, like, yeah, couples often delude themselves in thinking an open relationship will help bring them closer. But it might actually work for us.
Yeah. For real, these two.
So you put Bravo people don't know how to actually get married, because Yvonne and Nick did everything to get married except legally wed themselves.
Yeah, and Schwartz and Katie did the same thing. Yeah. They are always confused about how to get married and how to get divorced. I'm not confused about those things. Like,
no.
I knew that, okay, I had a big party when I got married, and
sure.
We had an Elvis impersonator marry us, and he wasn't ordained. So 2 months beforehand, I also needed health insurance. We went to the courthouse because I know you need a marriage license, and I also got married on January 4th, so I wanted to get married before the new year for tax reasons.
Sure.
Because I have filled out taxes. I know about these. They're not...
You've thought this through a little bit, that the ceremony doesn't have to come before the actual marriage?
I wouldn't be surprised if these two thought that that some magical ceremony, like how Catholics...
Yeah, go on.
How Catholics believe that the cookie and the wine turn into the blood and body of Jesus, that's some magical thing, mystical. I'm just offending everyone, it seems. Yeah. But tell
me about, wasn't there a shit demon that
the demon that steals all the money from your purse? But I think that the Bravo people think that, and during marriage, something happens and then you're just married. You don't have to go record it at the courthouse and sign a paper and pay your $35 or whatever.
They're just more excited to get married and throw a party where they're the center of attention than the actual document of marriage, which I guess tracks for a reality star or someone running in the reality circles.
They should learn about taxes when you're married. Amazing. I used to owe $4,000 in taxes, and now I don't owe anything.
God damn.
And I'm sure these people don't pay their taxes. So I guess that's it.
Or
it's sad that
they might have some loopholes.
Yeah, it's sad that they're all in their late 30s and don't understand how anything works.
Imagine Kristen hanging out with these people. I was just thinking about that. These people do feel like adults, and I think that must just be the New York City of it all, compared to Kristen. And that's no shade against Kristen. It's just it is weird that they're all the same age, but the problems are so drastically different just because of geography.
Yeah. And living in close quarters. I think it's way easier to stay immature in New York City because so much stuff is just offered to you all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do things like go to the tag agency to register your car. It's just like the bodega's open 24 hours and you can get a bagel there.
I can get my bagel, I can pet a cat, and I can also get ovulation strips.
I have a lot of thoughts about that stupid scene.
Well, before we get there, we do have to talk about how Yvonne does humble brag. Shout out Harris Whittles. She humble brags about getting married when Lindsay got dumped. Or, sorry, quote, married. Having a marriage celebration when Lindsay got dumped.
We need to let Yvonne speak more because that was incredible. I felt so bad because Lindsay was like going through a breakup and I was just so happy. So happy. So happy. And like, even though she was so sad and she got dumped and it was so embarrassing, she was still there for me.
Yeah,
I was like,
so,
wow.
And it sucks because like she was sad, but I was happy. So I guess it was a net positive for everyone in the group. We do need to move over where Kenny is nervous about calling his estranged father. But guess what? It works out and his dad's like crying. And I don't know, a little too positive for me in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, the question is never asked and answered of where the fuck have you been for 25 years?
Well,
Like,
it's almost like Kenny didn't care and neither did the dad.
Yeah, so then why are we here? Why is this emotional? It never hit. Usually sometimes the stuff like the Valley with Michelle and her mom and stuff,
Sure.
my heartstrings can be tugged by this kind of shit. But this
I'm now a
felt
Michelle fan. I get it.
Like the dad reminds me of someone who's like a totally absent father, except for when he wants to sign you up to his MLM.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yo, son, I've always loved you. And do you want to buy this whey protein monthly subscription?
You can get 13 CDs for a penny, son. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe that he gives off. Like he clearly wants something. He's on the show, which is his own. It means he has his own motives, whatever that is.
It's. I mean, we went through the comments,
probably.
Yeah, in the comment section from Kenny's like half brother that you found that we talked about last week. Like there also has to be this situation where we talked about this dad lived in Europe for all of this time. But now he's back in America and bowling like a champ, I guess.
I'm living in Tampa. Isn't that where he lives? Like Florida?
Living in Tampa, drinking all the hot chocolate. It's
a
great time.
We'll talk about that later. But maybe the dad should be in my Sandoval Jack Schwartz Naples show. Kenny's dad would be there too.
He like
Kenny's dad will own the bar.
The bar, yeah. That'd be great.
He'll give them all like advice and also sign them up to his MLM protein scam.
And it would be very standard sitcom at that point. Who's the guy that's going to give us advice at the bar? Kenny's dad.
Also keeps us supplied in like dick pills and whey protein.
Rhino.
Steroids. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of parents, Danielle's mom helps her sort through her denim clothing to get Owen, I guess, a drawer at their apartment.
This mom is amazing. She was like, you want some olive oil? I brought all this stuff for you. Mm-hmm. My parents stopped sending me things like that.
Sometimes I'll occasionally get a long sleeve shirt from my mom. I'm like, okay.
Moms know how to give their sons clothes. Like Ken is always coming home with like a nice piece of clothing that like some mom in our extended family gives him. It's always really nice. He never has to go shopping. Like there's just someone who always is like, the handsome young man needs a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, my mom's pretty good about that. She knows I'm a good solid colors guy, but I can't go. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it ends up being too much Kirkland, and that I can't do.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Always has a weird feel, Kirkland.
Yeah.
I can only do pajamas, Kirkland.
Yeah. I can say like a sweatshirt from Kirkland is fine.
Yeah, everything else is a weird texture.
Yeah. Well, there's so much fake drama in this show about who's divorced and who's not, and we talked about that. And like the Owen thing is like this is what Danielle's mom's talking to her about. And it's just a rehash of the trolley problem from last week. It's like, oh yeah, these people think you're the problem. And Danielle's like, I'm definitely not the problem. I'm not the problem here, Mom. And thank you for backing me up.
Yeah, the more they talk about this, the more they think he did cheat on his wife with Danielle.
That's the hardest part here is except Danielle's the one digging that hole. Owen is actually, I mean, it's not great TV, but Owen's playing this perfect. You know, like anyone brings it up and he's like, yeah, all breakups are hard and we'll get there. But like Danielle makes it seem like she did it. Owen makes it seem like she didn't.
I talked to a divorced friend and I was like, how long did it take you to get divorced? And they were like 10 months around then. And I was like, these people on Bravo, they're so crazy about getting divorced. They get separated and then they act like, oh, if you hook up with someone after you get separated, that's like the worst possible thing you could do. In my eyes, you're separated. Yeah. It's the whole point of being separated. But they're so obsessed about like the semantics and like the legal status. And it's so partially, it seems like a lot of guys trying to figure out ways to cheat on their like wives.
Yeah, I would say like, wait, so I'm going to yell at you, but what I'm really doing is putting the puzzle pieces together for myself for the eventuality of me being able to cheat on my wife.
Yeah, but my friend did bring up a good point of like, he was like, my lawyer told me I'm not telling you not to date anyone, but it would probably be best because if the other person gets wind of it, they can use that to their advantage in all of these negotiations. So it's just easier and cleaner if you don't. And I was like, these Bravo people would definitely fucking use that information and probably have someone tailing them and probably have like all of their social media passwords because they share a password family protection login thing.
Okay, that's not exactly what doesn't matter.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, I guess I can see why they may all be crazed about it because they all cheat on each other and are so insecure about it and would use it against each other in a court of law. So I guess maybe I do understand about why they're so obsessive about this shit.
I also think it's really funny that later in the episode when they actually go to the courthouse and Lindsay is Yvonne's, like, witness for this, we're like waiting for them to get legally married and going, oh, hang on, I can't go in yet. Lindsay, did you fuck that guy? Did you fuck him? Did you fuck? Hang on, I gotta go get married for a second, but let me know if you had sex with the milkman as soon as possible.
I love that she's just nagging Lindsay this whole episode. I'm about to go get married to the love of my life. Did you have sex with the milkman?
Are you still like a virgin, at least for all intents and purposes, you total loser? Let me go get married real quick. Well, let's take a quick break while we think about that. Remember, folks, VanderpumpRobs.com is where you can get bonus episodes and ad-free episodes and support Kate and I, which we know you love to do. We'll be right back.
Jax is so threatened by Rob. Threatened by Rob.
You kids have fun arguing semantics.
Amanda's dad is back on screen to see this new apartment, and how did that make you feel?
He is so hot. I would fuck Amanda's dad. He is so fucking, he's a fox. He's so hot.
He does look a lot like Ken. I'll put that out there.
Nothing like Ken. He is so
you
hot.
You can have more than one type.
Every second he was on screen. He's so thrilled that Kyle is out of the picture. Like, he's so thrilled.
He's like, oh yeah, you gotta work things out. But
I would have a fucking party if I was Amanda's parents. Even if she was with Wes, I would be like, at least she's not married to this total, complete loser. Like, that just, like, stole 10 years of my daughter's life. Like, cheated on her multiple times, which we all know about. Like, oh, God, I would love to go to the Batula family barbecue after they found out the news. Like,
everyone's just popping bottles.
Yeah, he doesn't question about, like, oh, do you try to work something out? Because he doesn't want them to work something out. It's great. I'm glad that Amanda will always have that sexy, sexy man that no one else will ever live up to in her mind, because how could they?
But also, here's a note about him for Amanda. Amanda, are you listening? No one gives a shit about where you get sunshine in your house. Oh, Dad, I slept all day because the sun was just right on my face. Shut up. Go outside. You can get sun on your face literally anywhere if it's not a cloudy day. And if I have to hear her talking about how much sunshine she needs while bed rotting anymore on this show, I'm going to lose it, Kate.
I didn't even notice that part. I was too transfixed by my new crush.
You were watching on like 0.5x speed whenever the dad was on. I get it. Kyle's got an issue, though, and it's that Amanda hasn't moved any of her shit out of the house. In that,
throw it out, Kyle.
Yes.
Throw it out.
Garbage bag that shit. Garbage bag it. And I guess, is Amanda's like rationale here that, well, I'm going to keep it all there because I'm totally moving back in eventually.
Yeah, that is. Come on. Fuck off, Amanda. Throw all that shit. You don't need all that shit. You wear the same clothes over and over again. I swear to God, in paparazzi photos of her, I've seen her wearing the same outfit like 7 times. You don't need this much clothes. It would have been so, like, I was getting anxious looking at, like, because I know we've seen like The Mess in the past, but part of that was me being like, oh, they're just trying to make Amanda look bad. But like literally seeing all of it now, I don't buy Kyle's story of like, it's been like this for 2 years. Yes, I think it's been like this for 2 years, but I think they always knew that it was going to be like this for years and years and years. And he didn't do anything about it either. I think, though, that seeing all this, how I didn't want Amanda to move out at first. I mean, he loves it now. But like, how amazing would it feel to like clean the apartment, put all of her shit either in the garbage or at least in like a storage facility, pack it up yourself and be like, look what I got done in one day and how much better our apartment looks. You can have all your shit, but it ain't coming back in here. She wouldn't even be mad. Like, I know. My husband has tons and tons of clothes, like way too much clothes. I heard all about it. The family just sends it to him constantly. Yeah, they send it to him constantly, and he just accumulates more and more clothes. And he actually has a real person job where he has to wear like suits and stuff. Mm-hmm. So he has like tons and tons of dress shirts and stuff, and like overflowing out of our tiny house and stuff. And my friend was like, you need to have a chat with Ken about throwing all of this clothes away. And I was like, I think it would be better if I just put it all in a trash bag and threw it out myself. And Ken was like, that would be the better, that would get rid of it easier and I wouldn't care. Amanda wouldn't notice if you got rid of half this shit. She probably gets it sent to her for free. I remember like moving from New York to LA and we were driving, right? And we weren't going to take a trailer. It was like, we are taking what we can fit in this SUV and then buying the furniture in LA. And it got to the point where we had to have the talk of, has this box been opened since we moved into this apartment in New York? If not, it's not coming with us to LA because we obviously haven't needed it. And we don't even need to look. We'll just put it out on the porch because it's not for us. Yeah, I love cutthroat mentality of like, you have to lose all of your sense of nostalgia, of sentimentality. It's like, does it stay or does it go? Like, have I used it in the last 3 weeks? No, it's gone. Yeah, and like I'm currently doing that with like a bunch of books that I have too, because it's just like, am I going to read this again? Do I need this copy of Next Level Basic anymore? No. Getting out of here. The only Vanderpump books that are staying in my life is the Ariana Sandoval cocktail book. Because it's the only one that has a... Really? Well, yeah, you would. Sure. But it's the only one that has a use, like for me at least. It has a better use than the single AF cocktail book. Yeah, I know. Worst cocktails. That one. And it has no tea in it. You know, she got paid like $7 million to write that and a memoir and has never delivered the memoir, and that didn't sell well at all. Damn, let's get that deal. Not 7 million, but 7 figures is what a lot of money. Yeah, I think the only Vanderpump book I'm keeping is Sheena's book, which I have autographed by Sheena that says, I wrote this book in under 7 minutes. Yeah, luckily I torrent when I had to do this. I only have the cocktail books, I think. I like that. I'm just going to tangent for a second. I'm so proud of Sheena for not trying to desperately be on reality TV anymore
And who knows, maybe she's doing something in the background. But someone interviewed Lisa for like her new hotel, and like it's a social video that came up in my TikTok, and it was just like, who from the former cast would be an employee at your new thing? And she'd be like, Schwartz, I want to have Schwartz, and maybe Jax could come. And everyone's just kind of like, what? Didn't that guy like have a panic attack when working at your bar? And then she's like, who's getting kicked out first? And she's like, oh, Sheena. Sheena wouldn't even make it in the front door after all the lies she said in her book. And it's like, Lisa, you just reminded people to go buy Sheena's book at that point, because no one else was thinking about the book at all at this point. And you just reminded them that Sheena spilt a bunch of tea in her book.
Yeah.
And you can hate Sheena all you want, but I believe anything she says about Lisa Vanderpump in that book.
I believe anyone who has a rumor about Lisa is right. Lisa's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Also, you can't tell me that Sheena's not the greatest waitress of all time.
Like, I know.
I bet she'd be an incredible server. She would definitely know how to upsell you things. I would get upsold the key lime pie by Sheena for sure.
Totally.
1000%. Like she has that perfect like LA but Valley vibe that would just that cheesecake factory visage that everybody would love. It would be perfect. Well, let's go back to the millennial indoor driving range with the boys of In the City, where Andrea, Owen, Kyle, Nick, and Gavin are hanging out for boys' night. Let's just bring everyone into a room and see if they click. That's all the show is.
Are you a golf person, Kate?
I've taken some golf lessons, and I'm pretty good at Top Golf. Yeah, but I'm not like a expert by any means. But I like golf. But I was like, these guys have terrible form. Golf, like when you're swinging a golf, I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but it shouldn't feel natural. Like that's why it's so hard. It's like you're hitting it in a way that feels really unnatural. These guys look like they're swinging a baseball bat, which I don't care. They're
very much Happy Gilmoreing it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to go up that far. Like you're not supposed to Happy Gilmore it. And they're all doing a really flamboyant ankle twist, and you aren't supposed to do the ankle twist thing. But that's all they know about golf, clearly, is that you're supposed to do that. Kenny seems like he might be the best, which makes sense because he seems like someone who's like, I do Bitcoin, so I need to learn how to golf.
The
Trump
real
Doral.
business is done on the green.
Yeah, he seems like that kind of guy. But, I'm not shitting on them because, like, they're clearly at a Topgolf type place, the same place they seem to go to every single episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this is the same spot from Southern Charm as well.
Yeah, whatever. If I go to Topgolf, I'm not trying to have perfect golf form, I just want to have fun. Yeah. But the show is so boring that, of course, I'm, like, making note of, like, wow, they have terrible golf form. And it's funny because it's guys' night, and I like to shit on them.
What's really funny here is that we also get the pure Gavin desperately clinging to having any sort of storyline by just calling out other people's storylines. Yeah. And I was talking about this with Meredith as well. I think Kenny and Gavin both had a plan going into this show on what was going to get them screen time. And Kenny was like, yeah, I'm going to have my bachelor wife move across the country, and I'm going to find my estranged dad, and I'm going to fight with Lindsay Hubbard. And it was like too much, and it's just unbelievable. Whereas Gavin's like, I'm going to say the thing that sounds really good for the trailer to the show. So everybody has nothing to back it up, right? So he just goes, yeah, I mean, I'll come for you if you want me to come for you, Kenny. And he was like, well, no, because there's nothing to come for. And then he's like, so Owen, are you like officially divorced yet? And Owen's like, no, we covered that last episode on the trolley when I said that I was not legally divorced yet. He's like, oh, but that's gotta suck. And Owen's just sitting there going, yeah, all breakups suck. All breakups are sad. And he's like, well, not all breakups. He's like, well, okay. But Gavin like can't penetrate that because he has nothing to stand on. And I love the attention to detail of trying to be this person on reality TV, but he can't stitch it together.
Yeah, he reminds me of like Lala this season.
Yes.
She has no storyline. None.
Yeah.
She could have a storyline, lots of stuff going on in her life, but she's just brought in to like judge other people and mediate other people and like say things that make other people fight. It's such a producer plant type thing, and I feel like the producers of In the City are using Gavin in the same way, that he's probably chummy with them, and they're like, you just say whatever, say this.
You're not going to have much of a story this season, but if you play ball with us, we'll give you a storyline next season.
It's not. Yeah, well, it's not even like he has much of a story.
No.
I mean, I don't know what's on the cutting room floor, but like when it started, he was like, "I own a bar." I feel like you could have a lot of interesting things with "I own a bar."
He could be the guy divvying out dick pills and advice.
Yeah, I mean, he could hire Whitney to do an influencer brand deal for his stupid bar. There's a lot you can do with that, but all he does is pull the Lindsay Hubbard as like, I'm not going to talk about myself. I'm only going to talk about other people. It works with Lala a little more because she's been on our television for 10 years. We know her, and in a way that makes it better and worse. Like whenever she's being like judgmental about people's relationship, I'm like, you dated Randall. Like when she was talking about the social media stuff, I was thinking of the Fofty, the 50 Cent Randall drama. And I was like, I don't know if you should be telling people about what they should and shouldn't like.
I know. I mean, we've got the materials for it. It's all there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this bodega where the ladies are getting ovulation strips and talking about the ovulation app, and Lindsay's the perfect person because she knows exactly what to do to get pregnant because she's done it once.
Well, first off, this seems like, okay, Lindsay, it sounds like you did pregnancy trap your, like, that random Tinder date guy that you got pregnant like 2 months after dating him. Yeah, because obviously she's talking about getting pregnant like people who like are trying to conceive and are married for a really long time and in a relationship for a really long time. And I'm like, how do you know all this? Like, you would only know this all if you were trying to get pregnant for a long time, and you and Carl, as far as I know, weren't trying. And then you apparently got pregnant months after dating this guy on accident. So now I feel like she's just telling on herself that she like did this on purpose. And also trying to conceive is like very anxiety inducing because of the kind of shit that Lindsay is saying. You have to have sex all the time, and it has to be in this 12-hour period, and you have to like take your temperature 7 times a day and do ovulation 7 times a day, and it makes you so anxious that you don't conceive. Like, the best advice that anyone has ever given about this subject is like, just have sex every other day. That's all that matters. That's all you need to do. Have sex every other day. Like in your ovulation window. That's it. That's all you have to do. And it's people like Lindsay who are like, you need to have an app and you need to buy this and you need to buy that, that makes it such the stressful, like materialistic thing instead of something that's just natural and easy and not so fucking anxiety inducing. And this is what I hate about her, is she just tells people what they should feel and tells people what they should do. Like she's like, any kind of voice of reason. And I don't think she's earned that at all. And do
you think this is related to, or this like hyper cut scene of her telling them what they need to do? Is it all related to her like Clear Blue ad for, I don't even want to give them the name, her pregnancy test ad that announced her pregnancy? Remember,
yes. Maybe that is what this shit's all about, but they never say the ovulation. Do they show the ovulation strips?
No, they just say and I wonder if this is executive producer Lindsay Hubbard going, well, we'll talk around the strips and the app so that they can then offer us money to do an ad once they see this show.
Yeah. The Winter House, Amanda and Kyle pregnancy scare, that was SpawnCon for Clear Blue or whatever.
Okay, that makes sense. And I think it makes sense to the cryptic message we got that I want to talk about in our premium section of the episode.
If this is all about selling things, I guess it makes a lot more sense, but it's also even worse. Like, this is something that, like, lots of women and people who are trying to have kids, like, feel so anxious about. And it's all the things that Lindsay are saying that makes people spiral out of control. And it just pisses me off that she has a platform to say it all. Lindsay, I'm like, why do I hate her so much? And I think she reminds me of like my worst tendencies as a person. Like what I try to be like not be anymore. Like she reminds me of like when I was younger and like trying to make my older brother and his friends think I'm cool because I quote Anchorman. That's part of her. And when I try to like talk down, or not try, but if I like talk down to my friends about something that I think I know about and I think they don't know about, like I'm some like fucking oracle and I'm not, and I sound like an asshole. Like these are the things I feel anxious about, and I see them in Lindsay and I'm like, oh, these are the worst things that anyone can be.
Well, and I think that, I'm glad you said that because I meant to bring it up to you, Kate, but no, I think I see part of myself in the Gavin situation as well. Like when I'm with a group of people that I feel like maybe I'm not as close as the other people in this group are, like at least in my youth, I would definitely like try and call people out or be like, I see the thing that we're not talking about, or, I'm the one that's got the courage to say what we're all thinking. And it really just makes you look like a dumbass because especially people like Owen or even Kenny in that scene can immediately be like, yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then you got nothing to back it up with.
Yeah, when you're with a group of people and you feel anxious and you feel like you have nothing to lose, like, yeah, you say the inflammatory thing. It's like edgy. Like I do that as well. Like, or I can find myself doing it. And it's something that I like try to be mindful of and not do. And to see these people just do it, it seems like cruel and annoying.
Yep. I also think it was really weird when they're like, what position were you in? And she was like, I was doing a backwards bridge. And I was like, isn't that like a yoga? Like, I think she's saying that to say that.
Yeah. I've never seen Lindsay work out in my life. I don't think she can do anything like that.
Also, realistically, people in their, look, I'm going to do a broad generalization here. People don't normally do like porno moves. I don't think that's like the standard thing.
No. And it's more misinformation about trying to conceive. And I know they're joking here, but it's just like, there's so many, it's like, oh, should I like put my legs up or should I do this or should I do that? And all these kind of like old wives' tale of like, if you're mean to a pregnant lady, you get a sty in the eye type stuff. Like, I don't know. It's, the annoying thing about it is the less stress. The secret is don't be anxious. And it's so hard to say that because there's so much of this bullshit flying around like that are just espoused by the dumbest people on the planet.
Yeah. Well, Kenny meets his dad. And we talked about this a little bit before. But man, I can't get over this hot chocolate section. Like I heard you're a hot chocolate guy. Like, how does that come up?
I didn't know if it was a sober thing. Like if maybe
well, then
Debbie
even more shitty for him to be like, you're sober. I'm ordering Pinot Grigio.
I know the whole thing felt really weird because at first I thought it was like, oh, power move. Like I'm ordering myself a glass of white wine. You can have a little kid's drink. Yeah. A little marshmallow in your hot chocolate, daddy. Like
blow on it first. It's a little bit hot.
Yeah, because like I don't know if I was reconnecting with my dad who's sober, I probably wouldn't order alcohol, and I would also probably let him order for himself. And
yeah,
I don't know, or like order him a coffee, like a hot chocolate.
And that's fine. At the end of the day, it's fine if it is a sober thing. That's just like you don't have to drink right now, Kenny, and he probably doesn't care, but it's weird, and
it looks early in the day too.
Yeah. What I will say about this scene, because if it is the sober thing, like you're saying, I just want to share a quick little anecdote. Well, I will not share who the folks were, but I was meeting some people I knew in like a work related scenario, not like my job, but we both were like working on the same project, and they were visiting where I lived, and I was already sober at this point in time. And I was like, yeah, let's go out to dinner. I've made us reservations. And We go and meet for dinner, and they know I'm sober. And they show up rip-roaringly hammered. Like, I mean, we're on vacation. We've been drinking since 10 a.m. And I was like, I thought this was like a business dinner. And they were just, I mean, they were gone. And I didn't know. I like cut it off early. I don't even think they remembered how long we were there or anything. I was like, okay, well, that was a great appetizer. Nice to meet you for the first time in person. I'll see you later.
Yeah, it's so weird. I had dinner with someone recently and I had 0 alcoholic drinks and they had 7.
Okay.
Right. And then we split it, which I was like, cool. Great. But like, it was the first time where I've been sober and I was like, man, this sucks. Like, usually I don't mind being around drunk people. Like, I went to my brother's wedding and there was tons of drunk people and it was kind of fun because you could like egg them on and like they you know, it'd be a funny thing. But this, I was like, wow, you're just getting drunk and then you passed out at 9 and I'm just awake still.
Yep. Well, I'm going to think about that as we take our final break of the episode. VanderpumpRobs.com to support us, folks. You know you want to, and we know that we want you to. We'll be right back.
Jax is so threatened by Rob. Threatened by Rob.
You kids have fun arguing semantics.
So, Amanda shows Kyle the apartment. More Kyle, Amanda cleaning up situations. This is
the same scene over and over again. Is Amanda showing different people. Like Amanda's last 7 scenes in this has been showing Lindsay the apartment, showing her dad the apartment, bring him back, show him again.
And Kyle's like, yeah, here's 8 more boxes. Like, and I've got 75 more to go for you.
I do love that Kyle's finally like, I think this is over and I can get rid of all your shit.
This actually may not be too bad.
I'm not a neat, clean person, but I'm not a hoarder like this. And that is a little horrifying. And I don't think it's like an edit. I could see Amanda saying, oh, that's a bad edit. And I'm like, that is a video of a room full of crap. Like, and it's also your shower.
Yeah.
So.
And it's also your windowsill. And it's also your stairs. And it's like, it's disgusting. And she tries to turn it around on Kyle. Like, you're leaving me with all of this stuff? And Kyle's like, what the fuck? What are you mad at me for? And she's like, well, I'm mad that you had those strangers in our house. And he was like, did you say it was like a knee-jerk reaction?
Yeah. He was like, he was basically, I'm just reacting to what you're doing. And I was kind of like, fuck you, Kyle. Just own it. Yeah, just say, I don't know what the rules are. You said it in a confessional. Like, say it to her. Like, I do like that she was like, they were fans. This is the first time that has been brought up because I remember when this happened. Mm-hmm. Or like I remember in December when that picture of Kyle, that at Snapchat of him at 5 a.m. doing like beer pong and like the caption was like, we can't get this guy to leave. Which was so good. And that's when everyone was like, oh, Kyle sucks. And this like Amanda's Ariana moment. And Amanda commented on that and was like, this isn't what I'm even referring to in the city. This is a different fan experience.
But I love that, like, she tries to make him look even worse, being like, yeah, and there's stuff I haven't even told you all about where women are like, Kyle keeps asking to make out with me and I'm DMing you just so you know. And apparently he cheated on me other times and I never brought it up on the show. It's like, Amanda, you look like a total loser here. Like, you're now telling us even more reasons why you didn't need to be with this man for 10 years. And like, it maybe there'd be more sympathy if the West stuff didn't happen. But the fact that it did, and now we're just like, and she thinks she's getting this like moment where she's like, yeah, you thought Kyle was bad? He's even worse. And it's like, man, you had so many opportunities to get out of this and like collect the bag in the divorce, but you didn't.
There's no bag to collect in this divorce.
That's true. Or maybe not have to pay as many bills.
I don't even know if there's that. It's like, how much credit card debt am I getting? Maybe it's a little less, but I would love to know about their divorce proceedings. It would explain why she thinks that everything she did with Vet. I do believe that she doesn't think the West shit is a big deal at all.
Oh yeah, I don't think so.
Like,
yeah.
And I guess after being socialized by Kyle, like Kyle Cook taught Amanda how to be an adult. They started dating when she was like 24. Yeah. And of course she would be like, oh, this is no big deal. Because even Kyle doesn't really think it's a big deal. No. I don't think. Like there's an alternate universe where Kyle and Stassi hooked up on that crossover episode and he never got back with Amanda. And that would have been great. Yeah. But he got too drunk. He couldn't do it. He got too drunk and he couldn't do it. And also Stassi needs to have that, she needs to have a cuck boyfriend like Jason that she just calls it incestual with his sister. Well, Kate, I think it's time we talk about the MVP of the episode. And I think I don't have one because my MVP only got one scene. So who's your MVP? Amanda's dad. He's getting everything he's ever wanted. First off, he's hot as hell. He looks great. Looks great in that sunlit apartment. Okay. He looks amazing. His beloved favorite daughter is finally away from the bad man. Finally. She's free of his shackles. She's moving into her own apartment for the first time. It's just like she's set free from her prison of Kyle. He's hot as hell. He looks good doing it. He's having barbecues. He's thinking about how he's never going to see Kyle ever again. He's never going to have to think about Kyle. He's not going to have Kyle over for Christmas dinner. No more Kyle in his life. His life looks amazing. Like, even West is probably a step up from Kyle in their book. Like, can you imagine being the parent of someone who's consistently cheated on by the dorkiest guy alive, the most annoying? Could you imagine spending holidays with Kyle? Like, he's probably getting fucking wasted, Adderall level wasted. He has nothing interesting to say. I'm sure all he does is brag about himself. Talks about Loverboy, does not ask any questions. No. I bet it's horrible. Let me put on some music for everyone. This is a Diplo remix of Mannheim Steamroller's Christmas album. He's turning off the fucking Peanuts Christmas song and putting on just some shit David Guetta bullshit. And no more Kyle in his life. He knows it. Amanda's still saying they're going to get back together, but he knows that's not happening, and he's not encouraging it, and he's hot as hell, and good for Amanda's dad. Yeah. One other thing I would like to note here, just because I didn't place it anywhere earlier, people need to recognize that being like the 35 to 40-year-old stoner used to be something like we really made fun of people for. And I think we need to bring that back. Like doing TikTok and Instagram videos of like you smoking your vape or your blunt when you're an elder, like not an elderly person, but a big time capital A adult is lame. Like, I don't care if people want to get high. I don't care if you want to do some weed. But making the videos about it that we kind of see them cut to Amanda sometimes, that's total dork behavior. Yeah. Have you watched that Netflix documentary, The Crash, about that teenage girl? I know about it, but I didn't watch it. We did an episode of Halvesies where Molly told me all about it. Yes. Well, there's just a ton of videos of her taking videos of herself smoking blunts while driving. Yeah. And that's like a really serious part of it is like, of course she wasn't just high driving this car, because look at like these thousands of videos she's taken of just like hitting a bong while driving. And I was like, there's nothing funnier than videos that people take of themselves smoking. Like, it's just, there's something very comical in the medium. Like, you look like such a dork, no matter the age. While with the, like, reggae version of We Are playing in the background. I'll bleep that out. Kate, another great episode. Listeners, we'd love your support. Go to vanderpumprobs.com to get all of our bonus episodes, our entire back catalog, video episodes, everything ad-free. You're going to love it. And check the show notes for other ways to support us. Like you could buy Kate's book, Kill the Rich. And in the future, maybe Kate will write another book. Hell, maybe I'll write a book and y'all can
buy that as well. It'll be great. We will see you next time on Vanderpump Robs. Goodbye.